Today in the shop, I've got one of these, but it's not what you think. What? Hey everybody, I'm Brant. And today in the shop, I've got this made in Mexico Fender Stratocaster that has been modded into a Tele. I'm calling it the FrankenTele. A client brought this to me, and he bought it this way from someone who was selling it very cheap. It's actually been modded, if you couldn't tell, to be a Telecaster style. So we've got the neck and the bridge pickup, no middle pickup, a three-way switch, and one volume, one tone. Hole here, hole here. My client already has a Telecaster, so he would like to change this back into a Stratocaster. So I'm going to do a little setup on it and change out some parts. Before I show you what we're going to change, there are some things I should mention about this guitar. I'm going to let you hear it as it is now. And these pickups, I got to be honest, they're pretty good. But I think what my client has going into this guitar is going to be even better. We'll see that in a second. Couple of issues. I have a couple of dead frets here. I don't know if you can hear that with my lapel mic or not. And also, the trem is blocked. My client would like that removed. He would actually like to use the trem bar on this thing. So, I'm going to be doing a setup on this. I'm also going to be swapping out. The old electronics with this loaded pickguard. Now that looks pretty interesting if you ask me. And what makes it even more interesting is that this is a Fralin loaded pickguard. Now I didn't really know that much about Fralin pickups before I got this, but I started doing some research. I was actually looking up the serial number on the guitar, and I couldn't find any specs for that particular serial number in the Fender database. So I'm not going to be able to share that. But I was able to look up Fralin. But these pickups have a pretty great reputation. I forgot what they call these. They're kind of like hot rails, but not. They're like split down the middle. I don't know if you can see the little seam there. And also this single coil is split here. Let me show you what's on the back here. Cloth wiring, pretty heavy duty wafer switch, full-size pots. There are markings on them, but just numbers. T5 250 25 SPL. I can't really read it. 2224. Oh no, CTS. They are. That one's definitely CTS. They must all be CTS. So pretty nice setup of electronics. Yeah, pretty nice. So I'm very curious what that is going to sound like. This looks like a really, really nice piece of kit. So I'm excited to install that for him. I did offer my client also to put in a pure tone jack in there as well, and he said sure. So I'm going to do that for him as well. So let's take a listen to what this sounds like now, because I honestly think it sounds pretty nice. Let me set it up. Let me let you hear what it sounds like in the neck position. I've just got it on a clean channel, no effects. make sure it's in tune. Yeah, pretty close. These pickups sound really articulate and pretty loud. Way louder than some other guitars I've looked at recently. This is the middle pickup. And finally, the bridge. I really like these pickups. I'm kind of curious what my client wants to do with these when I'm all done putting in the new set. But I'm really curious what that set's going to sound like, because I'm sure they're going to be at least, hopefully, the equivalent of these, if not better. I think they might be better. But yeah, this is a pretty nice little guitar to play. I really like the way that it sounds now. I'm not particularly a fan of how it looks. But I like the way it sounds. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work on this thing, get the strings off, do all the checks. Before I take the strings off, I'm going to check the relief and see what's going on there, if anything. And yeah, so I'll see you on the bench in a little bit. Okay, so I've gone ahead and taken some things apart. I really need to clean up this bridge. There might be some cobwebs in here. We had 2 springs in the back, and those screws in that claw, I don't think I've ever seen anything that heavy duty holding the claw in before. The old pickguard that we have, just to give you an idea what was here. I don't see any markings. There is on this pickup, it says Van Zandt, V-A-N-Z-A-N-D-T, Van Zandt. But nice size pots. There's too much solder on here. I can't read what's on there. I can't say this soldering job is fantastic. It's all right. Whatever. Decent switch, I guess. Yeah. Those pickups were nice. I like those. So anyway, I don't need this guy anymore. I'm going to clean this stuff up. That's going back on the guitar. And yeah, I'm going to have to, there's some pretty good dings in here, so I am gonna level all the frets, I think, and I'll check them first, but I think I need to level them all, because there's some pretty big dings in here. I need to get those out, crown the frets. Yeah, and then we'll put the new pickguard on, get it all back together.
Back to Strat again.
All right, I have finished setting up this Fender Stratocaster, now Stratocaster once again. Everything came out really, really nice. I'm super pleased with everything. The action is right on. The intonation is right on. Relief is right on. Everything is right on this guitar. So I thought I would just show real quick what kind of resistance we're getting with these pickups. So I'm in the neck position and we're at a 5.2, 2.76, middle 5.1, 3.4, and in the bridge, 8.4. Very nice. I think I have a big description in the description of the video of what all comes with this loaded pickguard directly from Fralin, their description of it. And if you want to take a look at that, and a link to where you can buy one of these if you've got the cheddar, preferably not white cheddar. Pretty impressed with all those specs. And this bridge, I think, is supposed to act like a P90. One thing that I forgot to mention that I did do off camera was I noticed I did put a pure tone jack in here, but the effort to get the jack out now made me realize that this screw on the jack plate, the hole for the screw was pretty loose. The screw was actually pulling out when I was trying to remove the jack. So I went ahead and just glued a toothpick in there and let it dry and re-screwed it back in. And now it's super nice and tight. So just checking the action real quick on the low E, we are at just about, I think it might even be a little bit under 1.25. 1.25. Ooh, little over 1 there. 1 and 1. Those all in millimeters. If you're looking for in inches, so we're at 0.5 on the low E and 0.4 at the high E. Action came out great on this guitar. I'm going to plug it in and let you hear it. Okay, the FrankenTele is now a super Strat. This came out really nice. These Fralin pickups, pretty impressive. Let me just let you hear what it sounds like on a clean channel in the neck position. Let's just go to middle position. I've been playing with the knobs quite a bit because according to the description on the electronics, one of these tones I think is actually a blend. I don't know how all that works. I've never had a blend before, so what exactly that does, who knows. Let's go ahead and do second position just because. Fourth position or second, whatever. And bridge. I think these pickups are pretty articulate. Actually, let's try the neck. I don't know. It happens occasionally. But this is definitely an occasion where I am so glad I started this channel. This is a beautiful guitar. I'm really feel privileged to have worked on this and got it back as a Strat player. Everything, this was one of those guitars where everything just went right. And that is a fun feeling. I didn't have to fight this one at all. It was very, very nice to work on. And I think it sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. I think my client is going to be very happy with this guitar. So I think that's going to do it for me today. Thank you again for watching. And as always, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Cheers.